Oh, yes, we are live. Hi, everyone. This is Tammy Cho from Pat to the Heart. And I want to jump on today to ask you, have you actually embodied your vision and goals in 2025? Now, I help people with self love, with leading their energy. And there's something I see often, right? Where people go ahead and they create the goals, they create the strategies, right? And the actions to get them there. However, they're lacking in their actual connection to their goals, because you could have all, your vision, what your vision is, what your purpose is, what your goals and your action steps are, and all these things. However, if you're not actually connected to them, right, you're not actually feeling embodied in it, it often will come across as a lot harder. It will lead you often to replaying old patterns and playing smaller because you're not actually lit up in it. Because I work with a lot of high achievers, and oftentimes, like, yeah, they feel excited at some level, they feel gung ho, and they go about it, right? And they move through the goals to create it without actually being embodied and connected and aligned within their vision, right? Within what they actually stand for, within what they truly actually want and desire. And because this is a core of manifestation, is the fact that it's actually coming from what you really desire. And sometimes we can go about creating our goals without actually connecting to those pieces. Like, we may understand it at the head level, but it's not quite landing in our body and our hearts, or we move forward having everything in alignment that makes sense and all these things. And when you move throughout the goal, you start to go back into old patterns and such, right? A lot of this, it comes back to our actual alignment. And so this is why I'm asking you, have you actually embodied your vision and goals? And embodiment is one of those words that we hear around, but what exactly does it mean, right? What does it mean to have yourself embodied in your goals? And yeah, it spells out a place within ourselves that when we are going about into achieving the goals that we want, do you feel connected? Can you feel that you're actually in your body? Can you feel that you're in alignment with your mind, your heart, and your will? Right? Do you feel lit up with passion and desire from what is it that you truly want versus from goals that we're writing that make sense to us, that we want to achieve, right? And this is what holds a lot of people back, is that they move forward without doing these core foundational pieces that, yes, you may have done this at one point or another. But from what I see from working with a lot of my clients who are high achievers and impact driven and all these things, right? It's that they're so into the taking action is that they forget about themselves and actually feeling connected. And I don't see a lot of people talking about this. I don't see a lot of people walking through goal process without that the essence, the energetic strategics behind it, because it's quite different moving through your goals, being in energy alignment versus not. How do you stay grounded in that, right? How do you bring your full being and energy into goal setting and creating from that space? Because if you're creating from the energy that you don't want, the goals created from that, the energy created, the actions, the strategies are affected. And many people don't know this. And so this is why I put together Embody Your Vision Roadmap for 2025, because I've been seeing this, and I actually ran it once last year, and I want to do it a bit more this year, because I literally had someone come up to me at the end of the year, and she did this a year ago, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, Tammy, I created it," and she felt so lit up and full of desire in it, and she's created a bunch of collaborations in her big goal that she created, right? And she's so thankful for the fact that she's been able to actually be in her body. And sometimes we don't know what that means. Sometimes we we don't have enough people like in our circle speaking about it, right? And to know that it's truth. Like it, when we feel embodied within our goals, we're gonna know when we're in and out alignment. Your body is a natural measuring stick, right? And so this is what I'm offering is that when you come to our workshop, the intention is to really get you inspired, aligned to your vision, your values, right? You know, what matters to you, to create the goals from that place, and then going into a process of embodying it, where you can take that process to make sure you have a gauge for staying aligned, right? And the last piece is like taking the energetics and the understandings and all these things, and then creating the roadmap, right? Where we have actionable steps, because it's not about just energy and inner journeys, right? It's about bringing it down to practicality as well, right? And so in 2025, if you're feeling a little stagnant, you know, you're coming off a year that, you know, wasn't maybe the best year for you, or you're just feeling not lit up, you know, it's so important to tap into something like this. And I'm putting it out there for a very good investment at $97. It's a 2 hour experience, and we're going to be walking through all these pieces I just discussed to really get you connected, aligned, and embodied, right? Because it matters. Creating the energy we're creating from matters, right? And so let's start that way, right? Because let's start on the right foot. Let's start being lit up. Let's start feeling aligned. Let's start like going deeper into ourselves, because what is being called from you is more of you. And it's not doing and all the things out there. I'm sure you have a lot of those pieces already. It's around going deeper in yourself, because more of you is being called. And being embodied leader has a lot to being aligned within yourself at a deeper level. And so if this resonates with you, you know, if you feel like you've been doing something that is you haven't done something like this before, around actually going into embodying your goals into your body, into your energy, into your emotions and things like that, right? Like this might be something you want to explore. This might be the missing piece for you. Because this is something that is will, you know, it just makes sense in many ways, right? To actually feel lit up by your goals, like that in itself. um, and one last thing I'll speak to is to recognize, right, that not everyone's willing to be vulnerable out there. And sometimes when things are not going right, we're feeling stagnant at a plateau, whatever that is, and we're trying to be excited, right? And then we tend to put on a mask that, you know, everything is okay. Like literally more of you is being unraveled here, like to create goals from this vulnerability. Otherwise, like literally that mask you're putting on is keeping your goals from you as well. And so just wanted to use that metaphor because I see this replaying in a lot of clients I work with. Sometimes we can't see what we can't see. But if we start the year in the energetics in a strategic way, it's going to serve you tenfold moving forward, if you allow it in. And so I'm offering it at $97. I think it's extremely low investment for something for what you could get out of it. And it's my gift for you, to really dive into it. Start off on the right foot, to start off and lit up in your desire, you know, and be aligned, you know, because a lot of the reasons why we don't follow through with our goals is that something feels off about it. And sometimes it's in here and we can't see it. And so we're like, what is missing? You know, we rack our brains around it. So I invite you to join us. You'll be guided through a process to really create that deeper connection, right? With your alignment, your vision, your desires, your values, right? And to actually embody it, to feel what it feels like to be in your body around your goals. And then to create the roadmap, your personalized roadmap. I'm actually creating, giving you an Excel spreadsheet for that to bring the energy and the practicality together. Like I mentioned, is super important as well, right? And so, yeah, like I'll put the link in the chat, the what do you call it, comment section below, and I invite you to join me. It's happening next Monday, January 13th at 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so just translate to where that is for you. And I look forward to serving you and supporting you and really holding the energetic space. Because I'm feeling like I will, like as you're working through the process, I'm also going to do energy clearing. So that's really super cool to help you to ground deeper. And so super excited about this. If you feel called to join me, if you have questions, shoot me a DM. But otherwise, click on the link below, which I'll be adding. And so I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.